refunds are easy. They're easy.
All right, so as matchmakers, we get lots of clients. Many of our clients we love. But what happens when you get that one client, and you know who I'm talking about, who you just dislike? A client that you wouldn't even match with yourself. How do you handle that person?
You know what, the client you love to hate. Okay, so I will say, I'm sure all of us, we love our clients when we take them on at first, and then there's always going to be a bad apple. There's always somebody emotionally unstable, mentally unstable, maybe drinking, whatever. We don't know that because they don't tell us that when they don't disclose this when they join, right?
Right.
So I do have a client that was wonderful, and I thought, what a great catch, and just, bonding over him, and this is great. But then I realized, as the months go by, he cannot take rejection. So if a woman doesn't want to see him again, all of a sudden, 8, 9, 10 p.m., I start getting nasty texts and emails.
Wow, to you?
Yes, saying, well, if I would have made that match, I'd be embarrassed to call myself a matchmaker, and worse than that.
That's not
I am imagining him sitting there stewing, drinking, which I'm going to have to...
Forcing you to drink.
Forcing me to drink. Yeah. Drinking and getting angry that he's alone and that he's been rejected, and then he sends me nasty texts. So it doesn't make me love him, but you know what I do? I've got a strong spiritual practice. I pray for him. I try to send him good vibes. I get him some coaching, and I do try to turn it around. But there's always going to be 1% every time. I mean, I always have one guy who it really, rubs me the wrong way, and I try to not put my personal feelings with it, but try to help him as much as I can.
But is there a line that a client can cross when you dismiss them as a client, or you refund them? Yes. What's that line about?
Well, the beautiful thing about being a business owner, right, is that we can take the clients that we feel we can be successful for, and if there's someone that we don't enjoy working with, we can let them go.
Yes.
And we can offer a refund if we want to. Being a matchmaker, our job is to be our clients' cheerleaders. I'm going to sell how wonderful my client is to you, so you'll be excited to meet him or her. How can you do that if you really don't like your client?
Right.
And I think
I agree.
It's really hard.
And refunds are easy. They're easy because
they're not always fun, but they're easy.
But they're easy. They're authentic. If you get a text like that and somebody is not treating you respectfully, in a respectful way, this is not a relationship that I think is working out for us.
Sure.
And what I'd like to do is I'd like to refund your money, and hope that you'll find love. That's my greatest wish.
Is there ever a time, though, that you are actually taking on the client, they're a client that you just dislike, right? But you would never match them with yourself, but would you still match them with someone else?
So is the question, would I take on a client that I don't like?
Yes.
Never.
Never.
I'm going to work with my clients. I work with my clients for a full year. The first match is me and my client. We have to really like each other and respect each other. Otherwise, I'm just not going to be able to do a good job for him or her.
And of course, like and would match with myself are two different things too, right? Because everyone is like, there are many people that I like and I could have a great friendship with and a great working relationship with, but no, it would not be a good fit for me. Would not, he and I are. So in that sense, that's a difference, right? Between liking and being a good fit for me. And I would say, if as a threshold, speaking to what we were saying before, as a threshold, if someone sending those kind of texts, I'd be uncomfortable matching that gentleman maybe with anybody. And so in that sense, going back to unmatchable, someone for whom I'm not comfortable putting in front of another person, that is not a good fit for our
that person represents you and your company.
For whatever reason, I'm not comfortable. So if someone, and it could even be because someone is just not yet over, they're completely still enmeshed in a prior relationship, right? In my opinion, I can't in good conscience put that person in front of a woman who is, meeting with this person thinking there might be potential for a relationship down the line, right?
Sure.
That person just may not be ready. So in that sense, again, I could have compassion, and he could, I could help him find love later. But now it's just not
the time. This is great. I mean, with this question, what I really like is that we all have clients that have frustration because dating is a very frustrating process. But I love what Jasmina said, and that is that the want for love needs to be greater than the frustration of the process.